You know, something I've said in this channel before is if you're starting off your filmmaking career or maybe just wanting to start YouTube, just start. And the camera I'd recommend for that is your phone. And that's for many reasons. Most of us have one, and this thing, you can carry it around with you anywhere you go. It can shoot in 4K, 24 frames per second, which is honestly all you need to be able to upload to YouTube or just to get those cinematic shots. So that makes it really perfect to start off your filmmaking career. So yeah, if you're starting off, definitely start off on your phone. I cannot recommend it enough. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a camera. But if you're someone who's starting to get better at that and maybe want to go to the next level, this is the camera I'd recommend. I'd recommend the Fujifilm X-M5. I recently got this camera and I've been testing it out for 2 months now, and it's a really great camera for many reasons. Here's some of the specs. It can shoot in 6K up to 30 frames per second, Blackmagic RAW, and it can shoot an open gate full sensor. And for those of you that don't know what full open gate sensor means, it basically means that it can use the full sensor of the camera without having to crop it down to an aspect ratio like 16:9, which is great. But the best part of the camera is its price. The camera is priced at $799, making it one of the best budget-friendly cameras out there. Now, I know what you might be thinking, $799 is not that cheap. But if you think about it, most phones nowadays cost around like $1,000 to $1,200 to $1,300, and it can just go up from there. Like I said, I've had this camera for 2 months, and I was able to take it with me on a trip that I went to Sri Lanka, and I got some photos, some footage, so I'm just going to kind of share that with you as I talk and kind of go over those details and kind of footage to share the quality of this camera with you. Let's check it out. So what we're looking at right now is just some clips that I took. One of the things I forgot to mention about this camera is that it can shoot an f-log2, and that's a huge thing. Honestly, that's really cool. One of the main selling points as well for this camera. You can grab so much detail, so much information off of this camera. For example, this scene right here and the following scene, there's just so many colors on this scene here, and it just grabs so much information. And f-log2 basically is able to capture good colors and detail, especially like on the shadows or on the highlights. So yeah, props to Fujifilm for being able to add that here. That's really awesome, and it really makes it more fun for post editing, and you know, it just makes it more flawless. Because you're able to grab so much detail. But yeah, that's what we got on that scene. Now, just to kind of show you guys what I'm using as far as the LUTs here, all of this is raw footage. I have not touched this. I have not edited any of this footage right here. All I've honestly done is literally, I know it says white balance, but I didn't even do the white balance. I think I just fixed the lighting on one of them, and I was going to do white balance, but I haven't even edited any of these. All I've done is convert the Fujifilm Log 2 to Rec 709. And in case you guys want to see the settings for the color space transformation, here it is. This is what I'm using. This is what's working to transform it to Rec 709. If I take this off, you can kind of see this is actually how it actually films, just the raw log footage, but then converting it to Rec 709. That's how it is. I really like how, even though there's so many moving pieces, the focus was actually very good here on this person. It kind of kept it on there, which I was very proud of. It didn't start focusing on some other person over here or this person over here, or maybe even the car, even though the car is focused, but it just never lost focus on him. And you can kind of fix this through settings. I really tried to intentionally fix some settings to be able to do that. For example, I turned on eye tracking. I also turned on like animal movement, but just being able to turn on certain movement and eye tracking and things like that can really help with your focus, especially if you're recording yourself, or maybe you're recording someone. It can just make it so much easier for focusing on that. Here, I did notice it was focusing on people as well, which was pretty good. And it never lost focus of the background, which was awesome as well. But again, all of that is mainly just settings, making sure you have your settings right. Now, another thing I do want to talk about is this clip right here. So if you notice, well, I mean, you can't really notice, but I was in a bus here. And as you know, in a bus, there's a lot of movement usually. It was just going up and down because of the road and just different bumps and things like that. But while I was filming this, I'm really proud of this scene right here because there's really not a lot of movement. And sure, I did do some post editing here, which is the main thing on why it's actually helping it. Right here, I added stabilization. But if I take that off, you are definitely going to be able to see that movement. So there it is right there. I'm sure you can kind of tell the difference. And that is it being on. So yeah, I know the digital stabilization is definitely one of the negatives on this camera that I keep hearing about, and also the focus. But I just feel like there's a ways around that if you have a lot of your settings right, and also like if you just do some editing like I did right here. So yeah, that's not really something I'm worried about. That's just something you might just have to edit a little bit more on post. But like I said, for the price, I'm really not worried about that. So as you can see, it shot footage very well, and the camera never overheated on me or kind of got warm. So that was really never an issue for me, at least in my experience. And that was, me being in a very hot area as well. Now, even though I got some photos, like you might have seen, I wouldn't really use this camera for a photo camera or for photography. A couple reasons is because it doesn't have a eye viewer, which is a really big thing, especially if you're really trying to get good photos. But another thing is it doesn't have a flashlight. And those two things alone, I really wouldn't use this camera for photography. Now, it's cool to have it on there, and you can still get film looks and all that classic Fujifilm stuff. But if you're just looking for a photography camera, there's definitely better options out there. Another thing I want to mention is the size of this camera. So there's some pros and cons to it. One of the pros is that it's great for travel. So bringing it with me on this trip was really awesome. It even fit on some of my pockets that I had on one of my jackets, and that was really great. Now, this camera does not have good digital image stabilization, but I'm not too worried about it because sometimes you can fix that on post. But I did get this small rig case, and that kind of just eliminated all the issues for me. I was able to get much better grip, and I was able to get better stable shots. So I'll leave a link for that small rig case down below in case you're interested. So yeah, that is my thoughts and kind of a review on this camera. Again, I definitely recommend it if you're someone who's looking for a better camera to just get more cinematic shots and footage. It's a really great camera. It's really budget friendly. It can do a lot of things. Basically, it's future proof. If you get this camera, I don't see you needing another camera for a long period of time. And honestly, I'm actually recording on it right now, which is awesome. Also, let me know what you guys think about this setup. It's going to be a new setup I'm going to be using for future videos. Uh, who knows? I might be doing tutorials later on. But yeah, this is kind of my thoughts and review on this camera. And if you're thinking about upgrading, getting a better camera, this is a camera to get. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.